Okay, today another episode with another fascinating guest who is not only a dancer, ukulele player, but also a true inspiration for me. Today, Hinatea, please introduce yourself. I'm sorry I used your stage name, but it's so cool.
Yes. So, hello, I'm Hinatea, and my last name is Van, but my French name is Natalie, and I have a Polish last name after wedding, Kałęska. That is hard to pronounce for me. And I just wanted to say hello with a bit of ukulele.
That's the vibe.
Yes, so I'm a dancer. My dad is from Tahiti. He taught me how to play ukulele, but I am the one who decided to dance, and I told him to join my dancing group for playing the music.
Yeah, it's so fascinating for me. It was always this realm of, cartoon, which I was watching with my daughter. That was Moana. When I first discovered this, culture, the way of dancing, and how it's like rooted in your culture. Because, we kind of see it on the movies when they put those flowers on your neck, like when you go to the holidays. And there are some people, dancing in a specific way, and that's it. That's what I knew about that. And when I met you, I started to read it about it. And when I saw you dancing, like saw you on Instagram, how you do those moves, and when you do it in synchronicity with somebody else, and I see, wow, that's like every move counts and it has the meaning. And I said, yeah, I have to take you to this interview to tell all the world about it. But let's start with the beginning, like with the story. We met in this online weird world. We're in the middle of COVID pandemia, and still you're dancing and teaching other to dance. How did that happen?
Yeah, so actually it started, I wanted to teach online already before. That was a project because I just thought, okay, we're here in Poland, but I could teach to anyone. I teach in English since 2011. When I started to teach, I was in Dublin in Ireland. And when I left, I didn't want to leave my students. So COVID happened in March, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to do these free sessions just for everyone to support each other, get moving even in the house. Just do it. Dance, have fun, be happy. And I got my students back from Ireland. So some of them are still following me now on the online classes. And now some classes, this was the very first time I did this last week. I did both in the dance studio and online. It was challenging and fun, and yeah, and really nice to share like, in the world, and not only, to one specific localization. When people cannot get there and cannot travel, they're not stuck. They can just connect and dance.
Exactly. I invited you on purpose because it seems that with this COVID, there are many people who feel like really stuck in this situation, really, depressed. And, our world is changing so quickly that we kind of feel lost in it. But it seems that you kind of took this opportunity, grabbed it, and you bring people so much joy with dancing, with movement. And it's possible, from home, like with a simple computer and camera. So how does it work with you? How do you lead those classes? What does it look like? Because for us it's quite obvious, but I have friends who are telling me dancing online.
Well, first, I always say you don't need so much space, really. You need, to be able to have, let's say, 2 meters squares, three. I have more because I want to show my legs and every movement. Then people also, that's their responsibility to listen to their body and be respectful to themselves and not push too hard and hurt themselves when they dance. But there is something I always say also. It's not because it's cold outside, it's dark and is closed because of COVID. It's just bring the sunshine inside your house. Here is my sunshine. Here's, I am your sunshine, and this is what I want to share, to bring to people, like bring them some heat, some warm, welcoming movements and movements that will make them feel good. So now I'm shifting to not only teaching like technically, but also adding the well-being and some kind of coaching for, feeling positive every day. So so I'm always starting with, warming up, breathing, and waking up the body. Then there is some technique and some choreographies, some songs and lyrics and translations. And then we always have to relax, stretch, and tell each other how was the class. Then it feels good to share, and people are finishing and they're all like cheered up for the rest of the time until the next class.
Exactly. Myself with kids, like you gave me this inspiration of dancing when we feel down. It's like the last thing that you want to do is like move your body when you're down. You just like to want to crumble into a blanket and lay down. And you taught me that if you're feeling down, try moving, like doing something. And I took this challenge, and I must admit that was the best advice you could give me, like ever. It always works. Like when I'm feeling down, I'm just taking kids, like doing something, even playing, not even dancing, but just like moving, and it always works. And I hope that's like a good, advice for people who are feeling down with all the things going on, all together with this COVID things.
Yeah, exactly.
I really wanted to ask you, for your plans, because, Tahiti is so far away from here. It's such a warm and nice and, this dream place, like, dream beaches. And you're here in the middle of this cold, wintry, complaining nation. How are you doing it, from here?
So actually, I moved here 3 years ago, so near Poznan, and I was just my husband is from this area. His sister is here, so we said we're gonna go closer to family. So there is one first value that comes to us that's important, the family. So this is something that motivates me, being close to the loved ones, and then I just got the motivation to meet more people. And the dance was for me the best way. If I wouldn't dance, maybe that would be harder. I just opened the dance class and I met amazing people. And like you said, some people can be cold or it's just some idea that we have. But I met the most amazing people through dancing. So this is just because I know people want to work on themselves, on moving, on having some nice time. And yeah, this was a really amazing experience. And this is what motivates me to continue actually. And get people, I think, just get their happy feedback to say, whoa, it was great. Like you're cheering me up so much with your classes, your mood. I'm like, wow, I need to do this more.
Yeah, exactly. That's really motivating. Yeah, I wanted to ask you for this, trip to Warsaw, because I saw on your Instagram when you were dancing, like with this synchronicity with the moves. We have like middle of lockdown, so it's not really common to, do something really live, like take the online thing live. But you did it. How did it work for you?
First, I have to say the background of still doing it for real in the dance studio. So last year, I planned one workshop on the 14th of March, and the lockdown, I think, was on the 12th of March. So I canceled 48 hours before. I was so sorry. And I was saying, no, I don't need to cancel. It's just a small panic. And then I canceled. And now we were out of lockdown. I planned this amazing big workshop, the biggest dance studio I found in this dancing complex. And there was more restrictions coming. So I was like, can I dance? I was texting them, the owner, every day. And we found that in that context, for sport and for physical activities, for preparation, I could teach, but we had to keep 7 square meters each. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And everyone who cannot fit in the room will go online with us. I really wanted to meet also my friend, Taimana, and he is from Bora Bora. I think everyone knows, like,
Yeah,
you just
everybody
see
dreams about
like
it.
postcards. He was born in a postcard. he came to Poland, and our grandmothers know each other. They're from the island of Hinatea, and we danced that really powerful music about the history of Polynesia, the ancestors who came from Tapu Tapu Atea. So he created the choreography. He shared it with me online before. So then we danced it together for the first time on that video.
Wow.
By the lyrics, the story, there was all this emotion that we could have in our hands and show to the people. I think, yeah, this video is really amazing, really powerful. And yeah, people say he looks like Maui. I don't know if I look like Vaiana or Moana, but that's, yeah, this the fact that we are dancing together, but kind of different styles, because he has his masculine moves and I have feminine moves, but there is still the story and the grace and the emotions that came out. So really amazing.
Yeah, you have to see it on Hinatea's Instagram. It really looks magic. It like works magic, because you see like totally different people. As you said, he's like this massive masculine person, and you're just this tiny, teeny, person like next to him, and you're just like doing similar moves but still different. But in synchronicity, it's like it's working magic. I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask you, because it seems that I was thinking about myself like quite, well educated person. But when I met you and I said, what do I know about Tahiti? What do I know about this culture? What do I even know? I just watched this Moana cartoon with my daughter, and I said, I couldn't even explain to her, all the backstory about there is this motive of their ancestor coming on the boats, and I was like, I've got no tools to teach her. And I, immediately thought about you, and I said, yeah, when I invite Hinatea here, I have to ask her, obviously we won't do the whole history, but do you find any misconceptions about your culture, about your dance, that you feel like when you meet people, they have this certain idea in their mind about what you do and how you dance?
Yes, it depends where, but there is one, when you see some old movies, I don't know, we just say, oh, okay, it's like hula, but Tahitian dance is not Hawaiian dance, because they're two different ones. There could be similarities, of course, and same ancestors, but it's not only this. So there are much more behind the movements that say stories about our ancestors, for example, that we carry on our shoulders, or the nature, the ocean. Okay, we could do that move, the flowers. So every lyrics in the song is just, you can just see a video without the dancing video without the sound. You could almost understand the story just by watching the hands. And this is something beautiful. Yeah, so some people have some first idea because no one told them how is the traditional Tahitian dance, and this is a really small island, so it's not so easy to share in the world. But now it's I think there is a birth of Tahitian dance in the world, like in Mexico and Japan. There are more dancers than in the whole the number of Tahitian people in Tahiti,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so well, I'm bringing it in Poland, and I'm really happy about it. So I think maybe we are the only two Polynesian or Tahitian in Poland, but I want to keep doing it because this is a culture that if people don't share, it could, get lost, or even the language. I would love to learn that language.
Exactly. I'm really curious, because how we met was quite, not ordinary place to meet when you're dancing. Like, we didn't meet in a gym, or we didn't meet during classes. We just like met in this online, MBA, when you were like entering this world to bring the message of dancing forward. And I wanted to ask you, because we have many people in our community who seem to be really, stuck at this crazy time of COVID, that we don't know what to do. oftentimes our, businesses crashed and we don't know where to start. We feel down, and, and it must have been hard for you as well, like in a foreign country and like in, different place that you used to be, because you said you were in the UK and then in Poland. So you kind of have to start everything all over again. And what kept you like with this thought that it will work? Like, how did you know that it will just like, work out? Because it seems now that it's just blooming here. Yeah.
I think it was Ireland, not UK
Oh,
really,
yeah,
but
right.
yeah, Dublin. And I just wanted it to work. It's not like I just guessed it could work. I want this to work because I also need it. It's within me and I cannot just keep it for myself. It would be selfish. So I just have to share it. And the fact that we met on this MBA, I just wanted to invest on myself and learn more how to share it in a better way and develop myself in being more confident to show up. And I used to have hundreds of videos that I never shared because I used to be shy of showing and being judged and not being good enough. And now I'm just sharing my love for it. So that's what I want to share to people. If you love something, just share it, because people will not only see you and the way, like the technical way, but they will feel your emotion. And
Exactly.
yeah, you cannot keep something that, some skills that you have, some passion, you cannot keep it for yourself. It would be selfish.
Exactly. No, I think that's the best message we can like leave our audience with. But I still want to ask you just this one last question. If you had somebody, like thinking about dancing all the time and thinking about, yeah, I should start, and still not doing that, how would you push that person to just, just do it?
I would just say, even try, if someone is talking to me right now saying, I want to dance, I would say, okay, let's just stand up together and dance, do 1 minute, take your favorite song, any song. It could be, really, I don't know, a Christmas song, any song, and you just start bouncing your body right and left. And now you're dancing, you're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I knew that you're the right person to motivate us to move, to just like do it and stop thinking and like get out of our head, just move, just do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this visit. I hope that we're gonna, infect our, listeners with something positive. You're beaming with this positive energy, and that's what I wanted to share with all our audience. I really invite everybody to follow Hinatea, to follow Natalia and see her dancing and maybe get inspired to just move, to be positive. Please tell us where we can find you online.
So there are Instagram, like you said, and it's called Hinatea _ Ori Tahiti. Ori means dance in Tahitian language, so the dance from Tahiti. And then you keep this Ori Tahiti on Facebook, and you will have the Polish page Ori Tahiti Polska.
Great.
Or in English, Ori Tahiti with Hinatea. So that's my contact for the moment, but I just opened, I bought myself a domain for a website. So if you write my first name, Hinatea, and last name Van, VANNES.com, you will see my website under construction, but it will be there soon.
Great. So even better, we just cannot wait to see it. That's like something, once you mentioned it here, we know it's going to be done and we're going to be visiting it there. Yeah.
That's it. Maybe when you publish the video, the website will be finished already.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for today. I hope we're going to meet another time and bring this sunshine of yours to our community as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.